I'm back. McCafee knob started today. Beautiful up here. I'm going to camp up here with some other through hikers that got back on the trail. This is what the trail looks like today. Actually, that's where I hiked from this morning. Would be McCaffrey knobs. Those little stones are at the very top. Now I'm here, still overlooking this big valley. This part of the hike just kind of runs right along the cliffs. Hence, I guess, the name Tinker Cliffs. I mean, like, literally, this is the trail. Ah! There's a white blaze, just sort of follow that. So quite literally this run right here is the trail. So, I mean, that's it. You could probably fall, or that's probably 10, I shouldn't say you should probably fall. I'm gonna get away from that. 10 stories straight down. Have to sort of hop over that. Pretty view. There's a buzzard going by. I don't know if you're above the birds. It's northbound going into Daleville. This thing's pretty big, actually. I've quickly discovered that when you hike in late July, it all turns into all about the water. It's all about the water. I felt like I was gonna die yesterday because I used to water sources all over the place, and then now all those sources are dried up, and there's only one here, one there. I mean, almost got in a little bit of trouble going to Dalesville. Ran out of water. Was conserving. I wound up like taking one big mouthful of water and holding it in my mouth as long as I could, like swallowing like a little minuscule amount until my mouth emptied out. It's the only way I could psychologically make it. And then I hit a water source right outside of Daleville, and I drank 1, 2, 3, 4 liters of water easily. And then all last night I was guzzling water until I went to sleep. So I must have been super dehydrated. You know, the classic symptoms, dizzy, and I started getting chills in the end. So, and it was 95 degree heat index of like 103. It's gonna be a repeat today, but I've learned a valuable lesson. Camel up, a water source, and just pack as much as you possibly can. Yesterday it was super rocky. You know, I got off on Dragon's Tooth. I got back on before McCaffrey Knob. I went over Tinker Cliffs. That's supposed to be like this trifecta of views here in Virginia. And now it looks like some trudging to Waynesboro. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going. Then it said to pack 7 days worth of food, so we'll see what happens. 3.5 hours straight uphill from Daleville. Here's a nice shelter. I mean, that was the pretty part. I just walked up here. I'm gonna take a break here. Drink some water. Here's the shelter. It is called Full Heart Knob Shelter. Super nice that somebody left a brand new tarp back there. Wow. And some plastic and some kind of ground sheet too. A lot of flies in here for some reason. I don't know why. There's a picnic table. There's no flies out here though. So that's it, great fire pit. It's a really pretty morning. It's probably already about 85 degrees. I have a new theory. When you're walking on the trail, especially the first down the trail, you're getting all the spider webs that have developed overnight, and they start wrapping around your head and your face. And it's aggravating. You wipe them off. And you run into some more. You wipe them off, run into some more. Well, I think I've discovered that once it starts warming up a little bit and the flies start coming out, that if you leave the spider webs hanging off your face and sides of your head, then the flies, I think when they try to land, they sort of get stuck in it. They don't like it and they fly away. So yeah, leave the spider webs up there. Here's the Wilson Creek shelter. It's about 11.5 miles outside of Daleville. So there's a little privy back there, which I may or may not use. There it is. Wilson Creek. Looks like it's high up off the ground. Looks like a super clean shelter. I'd sleep in here in a second. Here is a picnic table. I like how it's shoved up against here so you can sort of sit here and cook and put your feet up. That's perfect. There's a fire pit. Somebody's gathered a bunch of firewood. It's gonna be too hot. And then I'm camping over here. So yesterday I did a 17-mile day, almost killed me because of the water, and then today is 11.5. That'll be about a 0.5 hike up to water source, and then I'm gonna have to get enough water to last me for about 16 miles tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a water challenge day, but I'm a little bit more prepared this time in that I can fill my knock bag up all the way. So that's probably about maybe a good liter of water in there, but I could stuff it. And I believe I'll have enough water. Great flat tent site. Gnats and berries. So I'm hiking in the middle of nowhere, and there isn't a water source 4 miles behind me or 4 miles ahead of me, so it's bone dry in the forest here. These little gnats are flying. They fly right in front of your eyes, no matter what. I mean, close. So my theory is, since they don't have any water either, the only source of moisture they would have would be the steam coming off your eyeballs. Like literally, that's how close they fly, and I feel like they're like flying through the steam and getting a drink. It's the only thing I can figure. I'm hiking away. I guess I'm a little bit hungry. And I see this pile of raccoon poop right in the middle of the trail, and it's full of berries. I'm thinking, hey, where'd he get berries? So now I'm looking all over for berries. I feel like I'm getting gypped. Then there's these guys. Started at 5 a.m. Super pretty view this morning for a long way. This has been like this. I mean, that stretches down. I know you can't tell this, but that stretches down probably 35 stories. And this whole thing it rained last night, so All these plants are just in full leaf mode. I'm thinking about this. Plenty of time to think on the trail, that's for sure. I think if I were a spider, my strategy would be to build a web down low to the ground. Like about an inch off the ground to about 12 inches off the ground. And then any bug that's trying to find their way, like at night, would be flying along the ground instead of just anywhere, and fly right into my web. Or if I were a spider and using that strategy and I wanted a human, I would at least have a chance to trip them up. What are you going to do up here? Just get in everybody's way and you gotta fight the webs off your face, or put it low and trip them and suck their blood out. John's Hollow Shelter, would you look at that? And it is in fact hollow.